Let us start. Nama, yes, Mataji. Nama Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Omgnanatimiraandasya gnananjanashalakhya chakshurunmilitamena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshta Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Chapter 17, Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga, the divisions of faith. Arjuna Vacha Ye Shastra Vidhimutsrujya Yajante Shraddhayanvita Tesham Nishtatuka Krishna Sattvam Aho Rajastamaha. Arjuna said, O Krishna, what is the situation of one who does not follow the principles of scripture but worships according to his own imagination? Yashastri Vidhimutsrujya Yajante Shraddhayanvita, but still some kind of faith. So is he in goodness, in passion, or in ignorance? Tesham Nishta Tuka Krishna Sattvam Aho Rajas Tamaha. Because Krishna has explained in the previous chapters that activities in the mode of goodness, they are all divine qualities. They are conducive for liberation, and they will help us understand our original position, our original identity, and our relationship with the Lord, and our transfer to the spiritual world. They are all activities in the mode of goodness in Sattva. So, and activities in passion and ignorance are demoniac qualities, lust, greed, anger, so all of them. So they lead us more and more into entanglement. They lead us more and more into bodily identification. They lead us more and more into further either living in the present way, the way we are, or we go down into lower animal forms. So Krishna was explaining that. So Arjuna, when Krishna said, Ye Shastra Vidhimutsrujya Vartate Kamakarataha Na Siddhim Na Vapnoti Na Sukham Para Na Paramgatim. That's what the Lord at the end of the 16th chapter said. That Shastra Vidhi, following the rules and regulations as given in the revealed scriptures, the Vedic scriptures. So it's very important. So Krishna said, if one doesn't do that, one will have no perfection, one will have no happiness, one will. So Krishna clearly said that. So now Arjuna in the same context is asking, okay, Krishna. So some people, they may not, they do follow some kind of a religious formularies. They do chant some mantras, some verses, some prayers. They do that. And they do some kind of a worship. They do some kinds of austerities, tapasyas, fastings, some kind of worship of various personalities, of various devatas. So we find a variety of religious following people are doing. So Arjuna is asking for them. So some of them may be as per the Vedic scriptures. Some of them may not even care what is there in the Vedic scriptures. So they heard from somewhere, somebody told them, you do like this, you will get this kind of a result. Those they started worshipping. Okay, they have some kind of some one day itself for that. Okay, Thursday we have to go to such a temple. They have temples for so-called gods. So many things people do. So many, but they also have kind of faith. They also are doing some kind of a tapasya, some vows. So they are doing. So Krishna Arjuna's question is, where do they fit in? What will be their destination? So they are also having this practice. What will happen to them? You said that if they don't follow the Vedic formularies, they will have no perfection. They will have no ultimate destination. You said that. But what about these people? They are also doing, definitely. They have a kind of faith. They have they are following some principles. They're strict to their vows. So where do they go? What will happen to them? So Arjuna wants to know in what mode it will fit in. Sattoguna, Rajoguna, Arthamoguna. So Arjuna's question. Because some people also say Yatomat, Tatopat. There is a kind of philosophy very popular. They say whatever you feel, it is fine. See, for you that is fine, you follow. For me, this is fine, I follow. So they also have translated religion in the dictionary as a kind of faith. No, religion is just not a kind of faith. Religion, dharma. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. That is the actual definition of Vedas. In the definition of dharma in the Vedas. It said, dharma is what is given by the Lord himself. Just like a law, when we say the state laws, criminal laws, civil laws, it is not what I can create. The traffic laws I can create or you can create. No, it is all given by government, a parliament, a governing body. So there is a set framework how it is given. Similarly, dharma is also the laws given by God. Dharma also sakshat bhagavat pranita. So, but yatomat tatopat, people say, no, doesn't matter. For you, this is kind of a God. For you, this is kind of worship. You believe in it, you do it, no problem. And I believe in this way, no problem. So both of us will reach the same destination. So people have that kind of faith, some kind of understanding. So Arjuna asks question, so what will happen to them? Where are they going? And Arjuna is intelligent enough to indicate whether it's in Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, or Tamoguna. So clear understanding in terms of the modes will enable us to decipher, to discriminate everything and accept things as they are. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Trividha Bhavati Shraddha Dehinam Sa Swabhavaja Satviki Rajasi Chaiva Tamasi Chetitam Shrunu. The Supreme Lord said, according to the modes of nature acquired by the embodied soul, one's faith can be of three kinds: goodness, passion, or ignorance. Now hear about these. So this is showing that depending upon our predominant consciousness, our consciousness is affected by the three modes, the three different gradations of Maya: Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. So little Maya is Sattva-guna, more Maya is Rajoguna, intense Maya is Tamoguna. So depending on our balance mode, what we are situated in, we develop a certain kind of faith, certain kind of belief, certain kind of convictions. So depending on that, we place our faith, we develop, place our understanding, we base our understanding, we follow certain things. So Krishna is saying the Shraddha, anything needs Shraddha, faith. So this faith is of three kinds. The faith itself is of three kinds. So faith is something factual, something truthful. So there is goodness, and Krishna will explain this. So depending on the position of the heart, the way we have been living our life through this lifetime, through previous lifetimes, we develop a certain kind of understanding, develop a certain kind of commitment, some determination. So everything is affected. So Krishna is telling, based on that, according to one's existence under the various modes of nature, one evolves a particular kind of faith. The living being is said to be of a particular faith according to the modes he has acquired. So if suppose I have cultivated Sattva-guna, so I am situated in purified activities, I am averse to sinful activities, my thoughts, my mind, everything is pure. So then I have a particular kind of faith. I associate with a particular kind of people. I have a particular kind of taste. So Krishna is also saying, we develop a particular kind of understanding, the faith, even on matter of religion. If I am in Rajoguna, I have an intense passion for honor, passion for lust, for greed, so many things I have developed. Similarly, I find myself in a particular kind of belief system, particular kind of faith, conviction, association of people, so everything. So Krishna is very clearly, nicely saying that on the modes, depending on the modes, we develop a different kind of faith, different faiths. So how we act when we have faith in Sattva-guna. So that we will hear now. Here it is also showed. Yes. Rajoguna, okay, Sattva-guna, Shuddha Sattva-guna. Okay, let it be there. Okay. So it is predominantly showing person Rajoguna will be intensely endeavoring for some karma, having a lot of material desires, want to achieve this, achieve that. So then he will be promoted maximum to Swargaloka because of his desires. So it is a Kami. And a Gnani is a person who is predominantly Sattva-guna, understands things as they are and not this body. So develops Gnana and keeps himself in goodness and wants to achieve Mukti. And finally, he may get merged into Brahma Jyoti. That's a Gnani. And a Bhakta, so he practices devotional services, devotional principles, and then comes to Shuddha Sattva, purified goodness, wherein the real bhakti to Lord is awakened, and he develops prema, Krishna prema towards the Lord. That's the Bhakta. That's how it is shown here in white, yellow, and red. Yes. So depending on this faith, depending on this Shraddha, what we have developed, we are attracted to a particular kind of worship. So Krishna says here, Yajante satvika devan yaksha rakshamsi rajasaha pretan bhuta ganamshchanye yajante tamasa janaha. Men in the mode of goodness worship the devatas. Yes, so devatas are very powerful personalities. They are directly appointed by the Lord to manage different departments of this universe. The Surya, Chandra, Brahma, Shiva, all the administrative devatas, there are many of them. And above them, the predominating Shiva, Brahma, Maheshwara. Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. Yes, they are the modes, different modes they're in charge. But below them, there are the administrative devatas. So, Krishna is saying, because they are mentioned in the scriptures, their existence, their method of worship, it is mentioned. So, Krishna here says, it is in the mode of goodness, because there is a referral to Vedic scriptures. But those in the mode of passion worship the demons, mode of passion. So it's they're just after getting some position, getting some facility, getting their material desires fulfilled. So they don't mind worshipping anybody. So they worship the demons. Demons particularly refers to any personality in this world itself, a very powerful personality, a politician, influential personality. So they worship them. So they know, if I can satisfy this such and such politician, such and such leader, then my work is done, my job is done. So they literally worship them, literally worship them. They are like their servants, slaves to them. So Krishna is telling such a kind of a attitude, such a kind of worship. So we find so many political leaders, so many political workers. So recently some political party, some leader, so on his birthday, they were doing some yagna, some havana, and they're cutting cakes and offering to his photo, something like offering him, and then eating that prasada. So people manufacture so many kinds of worship, and people make temples for such people. So many there is one state in the South India. So there are so many film stars. So they are mad after those film stars, the cinema stars, and they construct temples for such film stars. So many of them, not one or two, so many. So that also people do, because they are some kind of a influential people in the society. People become mad after them, even like going to the point of worshipping them, praying to them. So many things like this. Srila Prabhupada also recounts the time of Second World War. So there was the World War. Because it happened all due to Hitler. And so Hitler started it off. Because of that, England, everybody went into war. And war means there is a good chance for black marketing. So people who are into this business, so if they want to cheat, they can do that. They can hoard all the items, goods. And government also tries to, it was all created with the government, first of all. It is said the British government artificially created famine. Artificially created famine. Anyway, whatever. So Prabhupada says, during those times, he saw one Calcutta businessman. So he became very rich because he started dealing in black market. So he figured out, he understood this is all due to Hitler, because he started this war. I am now like a big millionaire, billionaire. So he started worshipping Hitler. He was very happy. So Hitler let him live long, let him have a long life. So he started wishing like that and worshipping Hitler and whatever. So like that, people manufacture so many kinds of worship without any reference to the standard Vedic scriptures. The Vedas are given as standard rules, standard regulations, the standard personalities. Of course, the Vedas recommend akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. That is the ultimate direction of the scriptures. Ultimately, finally, scriptures say you are a person having a lot of material desires, or you are a person having no material desires. So I want power, I want money, I want so much movement, so many material desires we have. So whatever your position, that is sarvakama. And somebody, no, I don't want any material desires. And somebody wants moksha, they want liberation. Bhagavatam says, you worship Yajeta Purusham Param, the Paramam Purusha, the Supreme Personality, Krishna. So you worship him. That is actually the final recommendation of Vedas. But otherwise, Vedas give Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Slowly, we develop its spiritual life. For that, they give no problem. You worship, you have such a kind of desire. You want good health. So you worship Surya Bhagavan. Surya, he has that power. He can give you good health. Then you want a lot of money. Yes, okay, you worship this Devata. Then you want obstacles to be taken out from your so many tasks. Worship Lord Ganapati. So Gana Homa, so many things. Or you want a beautiful wife, worship Lord Shiva. You want beautiful husband, a competent husband, worship Uma, Durga. So like this, various scriptures give different kinds of recommendations because they are in charge of different departments. Okay, you want power, you worship Indra because Indra has a lot of power. He's the king of the Devatas. So he can also bless you like that. So like that, there are so many kinds of worship recommended in the Vedic scriptures for fulfilling our particular material desires. So because it's in the Vedas, it is also here in this context, it is said, Yajante Satvika Deva. It is as per the Vedas. But people, Vedic times, they were aware of this. That's how they were doing it. But today, somehow we are not aware. We are not educated in the Vedic education. So we manufacture some gods. Okay, somebody says, okay, he's also God. We say, okay, no problem then. I have anyway in my puja room 20 photos. You give me one more new god you have got. Okay, I'll keep that photo and I'll worship. So that is how today it is said that practically Hinduism, our the president keeps telling, it has become Buddhism now. Because many, at least other scriptures, they say there is one God. And they don't know what details, but at least that understanding there, yes, there is a God, there is supreme power, something like that they have. But here, because so much information is given in the Vedic scriptures, people have become totally confused. Without a proper study, they think every Devata is God. That is one understanding. Another thing is, anybody can also become God. They have this kind of a foolish understanding. So it is no longer, actually Hinduism is not a word. Ours is Sanatana Dharma, Vedic religion, Varnashrama Dharma. That is the name of our Dharma. But anyway, now it is called Hinduism because of the Sindhu River. The Arabs called it as Hindu, and became Hinduism. It became. Now it's actually Buddhism. No understanding. Yes. So otherwise, actually, worship means as per the Shastric recommendations, as per the religious scriptures. And ultimate thing recommended is to worship the Supreme Lord. So Krishna says in the Gita, repeatedly says, Manmana Bhavamat Bhakto Madhyaji. You worship me. Madhyaji means worship me. So clearly Krishna is requesting us, the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Loving Father is requesting us. So that is the ultimate purpose of worship. Yes, those who undergo severe austerities and penances. Okay, now after this worship, the worship according to the modes, Lord Krishna talks about austerities and penances, tapasya. Those who worship, those who undergo severe austerities and severe penances, not recommended in the scriptures, performing them out of pride, egotism, lust, and attachment, who are impelled by passion and who torture their bodily organs, as well as the super soul leveling within, ought to be known as demons. Krishna is already also giving one more definition of the demons. Demoniac person means acting in Rajoguna, Tamoguna. So practically, mostly we are all in the demoniac nature. So we are trying to come to divine nature. We are trying to become a Devata. Devata means they are in mode of goodness. The demoniac nature is Rajoguna, Tamoguna. That was the previous chapter, yesterday, 16th chapter we read. So Krishna is giving. So they are also doing a lot of tapasya, a lot of severe austerities. But then they want to invent some atom bomb, some nuclear something, and they want to destroy another country, destroy another civilization. So that's how, that is in Rajoguna. Such kind of a severe practices people manufacture. They're using a lot of intelligence. It doesn't not that they don't have intelligence. They have the intelligence, but they're misusing the intelligence for some wrong purpose. So that is why they're called demoniac people. So here Krishna is saying severe austerities and penances. So now people also, they're trying to invent something, discover something, manufacture something. So many scientists. This is all demo in the tapasya in the mode of passion and ignorance. See here we're finding a typical personality, Hiranyakashipu. So previously people had the more faith in the Vedic scriptures. They knew how to achieve this power, subtle powers, the yoga siddhis and all that. So that's how he undertook severe tapasya. But his goal was how I can become the strongest person, how I can become immortal. So today we are also trying to become immortal, manufacture some medicine, manufacture something, but nobody is immortal. So in fact, people are, the hospitals are only increasing. So there's no decrease like that. So more diseases are coming, more variety of diseases. Anyway, our quest is to become immortal like that. So Hiranyakashipu tried. So he tried doing some severe austerities. In fact, he worshipped Lord Brahma for that. And Lord Brahma came down. So he asked him, can I become immortal? No, you give me immortality. Brahma said, no, I myself am not immortal. How I can give you this immortality? Right from Brahma, everyone in this world is to face death. So, but anyway, so he undertook severe austerities. It is said for a long time, standing on one leg with two hands upraised, he And practically half of his body we see is being eaten by the ants. So it's just skeletal. And first thing what Brahma did after he appeared was put some holy water from his kamandalu and then giving back his material body with full power, glowing. So that was how Hiranyakashipu did severe austerities. But for what purpose? To get some powers to trouble others, to trouble the devatas, to trouble Bhakta Prahlad, his own son, such an innocent son, just because he's a devotee. So he tormented him. We find here Ravana also. Another person, a Vedic scholar, it is said he was a Brahmana, born to a Brahmana. His father was a Brahmana, great sage, his father was. But still, and he worshipped Lord Shiva, and he also got a lot of powers. But finally, for what purpose? Ravana, the name itself means to make others cry. To such an extent, he actually was going all over the universe, and so many women he forcibly dragged, brought to Lanka. So many things he did, very lusty, Ravana. So I think he was cursed also once, I think, when he attempted, I think Indra's wife, somebody, I don't remember. He was cursed. If you touch any woman, then you'll be without her, this one. So something. That was how he was, when he kidnapped Mother Sita, he was careful that time. But anyway, Ravana, he achieved a lot of power, a lot of strength by all his austerities, by all his penances. But what was the thing? Something like to get all these things out of lust, out of attachment, he did all these things. Impelled by passion, but finally he was killed. So this kind of austerities, one should not do. Austerities means follow as per the scriptures. So we have austerities, even in Bhakti, we do fasting on the Ekadashi. So that is recommended fasting. On the day of Lord's appearances, Krishna Janmashtami, Sri Rama Navami. So such kind of fasting, such kind of austerities are recommended. Not whimsical fasting, whimsical austerities. That is not recommended. Yes. So mode of passion, mode of ignorance, mode of goodness. So even fasting, even austerities, even penances. So everything has to be done as per the scriptures. Nothing whimsically, nothing independently. If it is independently, it's either in passion or in ignorance, and the outcome is finally our own destruction. Then coming to the point of foods. So it's a very little controversial topic for today, because people will, even I in the beginning, before my spiritual life with ISKCON, so I had my own understanding, my own way of, I was also eating meat and so many things. So I was convinced about it, that it was correct. So anybody argues against it, I'll have on my own arguments. So that was for many, many years. So because it's all in the modes, different modes we are situated, Krishna explains here, we get attracted to a particular kind of food. Foods in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such nourishing foods are sweet, juicy, fattening, and palatable. I have an interesting presentation. So Namanish Prabhu has prepared. So maybe at the end of the class after this, I will just show a few minutes. So till that time, yeah, we'll just finish this chapter. Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, pungent, dry, and hot are liked by the people in the modes of passion. Such foods cause pain, distress, and disease. So that's how hot, chilly. So that's all in the four modes in the mode of passion. And foods cooked more than 3 hours before it being eaten, which is tasteless, stale, putrid, decomposed, and unclean, is food liked by people in the mode of ignorance. So we see here, there are live germs here. This is some kata mirzu or something it is called. It's an Italian dish, it seems. So there are live germs and people eat it. Even in China, there are so many dishes like that. They like that. So for us, it is how it is possible they can eat. But for them, it is nectar for them. So it is said one way we are in a particular kind of mode, we get attracted to certain kind of foodstuffs. So vegetables, fruits, they are milk, they are all in the mode of goodness. So then we are in Rajoguna, we develop certain kind of liking for certain kind of foodstuffs, hot, chili, burning. So then Tamoguna, we get attracted to a particular kind of foodstuffs. But not only that, even suppose you are in Satoguna, but if you start eating the foods in the mode of Tamoguna, it's a question of time, you will develop the Tamoguna qualities. And maybe you are I'm in Tamoguna, but I start eating foodstuffs in the mode of goodness, I will start developing Satoguna. You are what you eat. So that was what George Bernard Shaw, he said, you are what you eat. So how we eat, we become like that. So that's how the modes operate. The association of the modes, we develop our qualities. So not only the mode of goodness, the Bhagavad Gita tells us we should offer these foods in the mode of goodness to Supreme Lord and have them as prasada. So then it becomes Vishuddha Sattva. Prasadam is not even Sattva Guna, it is Vishuddha Sattva Guna. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. That's what Krishna right through Bhagavad Gita requesting us. Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. Please offer me a little fruit, a little flower, a little water. So I'll accept it if you offer me with devotion. So Krishna is asking us to offer these foodstuffs and then take the remnants as prasada. Prasade sarva dukkhanam anirasya upajayate. Eating regularly prasadam, it sanctifies our brain tissues. It gives us right kind of understanding. So our body becomes the required strength for living even healthy, happy life. So many ways the eating of prasada is recommended by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita. Yagna shishta ashina santam uchyante sarva kilbisha uchyante teto agam papam epachanti atma karanat. Third chapter also Krishna told us this. Yes, this is Sattva-guna, what you say left side. Middle is Rajoguna, the fast foods and all that. The Tamoguna is decomposed, putrid, stale, meat, fish, eggs, they all come in Tamoguna. Even onion and garlic, even though they are vegetable origin, they are also grouped in Tamoguna. That's why we don't offer those foodstuffs. So it is kept aside. We don't prepare foodstuffs from that, onion and garlic. So then coming to sacrifices, yagna. So Krishna says, sacrifices performed according to duty and to scriptural rules with no expectation of reward is of nature of goodness. Afala kankshibir yagno vididishto ya ijyate yashtavyam eveti manahas samadhaya sa satvikaha. Then sacrifices in the mode of, so anything in the Sattva Guna is done out of duty. I'm supposed to do this. Like chanting of the Mahamantra, it is requested that everyone chant this Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare. One may not be able to do anything else. So many Vedic formulas are there. The worship of the Lord, the yagnas, all that. We may not be able to do all that. We may not find time. But at least this chanting of the Mahamantra is the minimum, the must. Hare Rama, Hare Rama Iva Kevalam. We should not say we have no time, we are very busy. So this is saving time at a very wrong place, without knowledge, without understanding. So it has to be done. So whatever may be, let me sit down, let me chant the Lord's holy names. So this is as a duty. It's my duty to do this. So to go to a temple, it's my duty. So like that, we cultivate our spiritual life, not out of some expectation. That sacrifice performed for some material end or benefit or performed ostentatiously out of pride is of the nature of passion, O chief of the Bharatas. Abhisandaya tu phalam dambartam apichaivayat ijyate Bharata Shrestha tham yagnam vidhi rajasam. So Rajaguna here, yagnas are done, but it's out of some. See, I am also doing it. See, I am spending so much money. So like that, to show off. So one is doing that. And that sacrifice performed in defiance of scriptural injunctions, in which no spiritual food, no prasadam is distributed, no hymns, no mantras are chanted, no remunerations are made to the priests, and which is faithless. That sacrifice of the nature of ignorance. Basically, you invent some kind of a yagna, just like we find here. This personality, I don't know anybody knows his history. This is in Bhagavatam. Any devotee knows, they can volunteer. Who is this personality? Of course, we know here Lord Shiva is here. Who is there? Lord Shiva is blessing somebody here. Who is this personality? Okay. Nobody, no volunteers. Chat box, somebody wants to try. No. So this is a personality mentioned in the Bhagavatam. This appears in the Dashamaskanda, where it said, once he wanted some blessing. So Ravan, no, it's not Ravan. Ravan didn't do this. Ravan didn't take a knife and then he put it around to kill himself. He's not Bhasmasur. Devojit Prabhu is almost near. It's not actually Bhasmasur. His story is almost it's similar to Bhasmasur's story. This person, yes. You almost got it, but still there is one more person. Okay, this person is named Vrikasur. Vrikasur is the name of this personality. Again an Asur, a demon. Asur means person mode of passion, more of passion and ignorance. That's all. Nothing to do with having some awe and some all those things. No, it's not like that. They're also human beings only, but they've developed such demoniac qualities. That's all. So this personality, Vrikasur, he wanted to get some blessing. So Narad Muni happened to come meet him. So he requested Narad Muni, kindly guide me. So Narad Muni saw this person is a demoniac person. Basically, he wants to get some blessing to trouble others. So, and anyway, that is his desire. So let him worship Lord Shiva, because Lord Shiva is very, very merciful. It is said he is Ashutosha. Very soon he will give you the blessing. So very fast he becomes pleased. That is his great quality. So he thought, okay, let him worship Lord Shiva. So now this Prakasur started worshipping Lord Shiva, and we see here the methodology is adopting not what is recommended in the scriptures. Scriptures have given how to worship Lord Shiva, but this person doesn't care for what is given in the scriptures. Why I have to bother? I want to worship Lord Shiva. I will worship the way I want. So he has established some Yagna Kunda. There is a fire, and he is wanting to please Lord Shiva by so-called the austerities. So he does what he does. He takes a knife, and he started taking out flesh from his own body, and then putting it into the Havana Kunda. Generally, what is put is some ghee, some grains, some mantras are chanted. That's how it is done. But he has manufactured something and putting his own flesh. So he's doing it. How he's living. Previously, people used to live Hiranyakashipu also, something like that, austerity. So anyway, these asuras, not the people of today. Now we will die if we are cutting our flesh and doing that. We cannot even do that. But previously, this kind of powerful demons they used to do, and he's putting all his bodily parts, flesh from his body, the hands, the legs, so many things. So this happens for a few days, 6 days. Lord Shiva doesn't come. So that is not the method of worship anyway. So finally he thinks, what is the use of my living anyway? So let me cut my neck and put it into so he wants to jump into the fire. Just at that instance we are seeing here, Lord Shiva has come out of the fire. So Lord Shiva says, what is this? What you are doing? Is this the kind of worship to please me? For me, you just offer this Bilva Patra. There is a method, standard method. I'm pleased by that. So anyway, I have come now. What do you want? So this person that's what he wanted. He wanted some blessing. So now Lord Shiva is asking. So he says, give me such a blessing, but whomever I touch my hand, so whosoever head I place my hand, his head has to break into 100 pieces or 1,000 pieces. Similar to this Bhasmasur story. So Bhasmasur wanted it will get burnt. So this person, a similar story. So he is asking for it to be broken into many pieces. So Lord Shiva says, Tathastu. So be it. So Lord Shiva's benediction cannot go wrong. Definitely it has that strength. So now this Vrikasur thinks, why I should not now aim at Lord Shiva himself. So then I can have Uma, Durga Devi. So she's our mother, but he's so lusty. The Asura, he wants to enjoy her, the personified energy of the Lord, the Maya Shakti. So anyway, now he wants to put his hand on Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva is blessing. So he himself is in trouble. So Lord Shiva is traveling, and this Asura, wherever Lord Shiva is going, is following behind. So then following. Finally, they reach this, Lord Shiva reaches this Vishnu Loka, Shirodakashai Vishnu. There is a Paramatma manifestation in the material world, in the Shvetadvipa Dhruva planet. So there is one expansion of the Lord Shirodakashai Vishnu. So he goes there. So the moment he is there, Lord Vishnu takes a small form, like that Vamana Deva form. He takes a Brahmana, small boy, Brahmachari form. So as a Brahmachari, Lord Vishnu comes. And he starts speaking with this Vrikasura in a way that he feels that he is our well-wisher. Lord can do that. He's a controller of the Maya, illusory energy. So when he comes, he starts saying, "Oh, son of Shakuni." This Vrikasura's father's name is Shakuni, not the Mahabharata Shakuni. One more personality. So he says, as if Vrikasura feels, "Oh, he is known to my father. He is our well-wisher." Like that he feels. So the way the Lord speaks so sweetly. The body is needed for our living in this world. Why you are so much giving the body trouble? You are so tired. You appear to be so much lost of energy. Why? What makes you come here? So like a good well-wisher, he starts speaking so sweetly. Then this Asura says, he reveals everything. See, like this, I achieved this blessing from Lord Shiva, and now I want to apply it over him so that I can get my desired object. So then the Lord Vishnu says, as a brahmachari, Smarvachari says, definitely Lord Shiva has to be punished. He is known for giving some promises and not holding to those promises. Definitely you are right. I 100% concur with you. He should be punished for all his false promises, false blessings. So before that, why don't we give one chance to Lord Shiva? Let us test his benediction. Yes, what you told is right. Let us test. And then he's a justice. We have to kill him. We have to punish him. So like that, the brahmachari, the Lord Vishnu as brahmachari says. Then this, the Lord's own, the Leela, own Maya. So he says, let us test. You place your hand on your leg, on your head. So the same thing, this Asura, he places in the Lord's illusory energy can act in any way. Like sometimes we are doing something, we're cutting vegetable and we cut our own hand. It happens. We don't know why, how it happened. It's so silly thing I'm doing, and I've got my bleeding or got my thing. So careless we become. Our own body, we are not in control. Krishna is actually in control. So anyway, this Asura, he put his hand over his head, and his head was broken into pieces and pieces. Lord Shiva was saved. So Lord Vishnu, then he said, Lord Shiva, be careful. Don't give such kind of blessings. So you yourself become danger. And anyway, Lord Shiva is a great devotee. He's always protected by the Lord. There is no time. Nobody can do anything for Lord Shiva. So just a pastime where we come to know the attitude of the Asura. They are worshipping a particular deity. They don't mind even killing the deity. So they just want the blessing. They just want to enjoy with their blessing. That's all. They don't care that my worshipable deity who has given me this blessing, how much I should be having gratitude. That also they don't have. That is a demoniac tendency. Yes. So then the topics of austerity. So austerity is tapas, what we do with our body, with our mind, with our words. So Krishna explains austerities of the body, austerities of the mind, austerities of the speech. The austerity of the body consists in worship of the Supreme Lord, worship of the Brahmanas. Brahmanas means persons who are in Satoguna, who are fully following the religious principles. So not just by birth a Brahmana, by action a Brahmana. Then spiritual master, Guru. And then superiors like the father and mother. So it is a Vedic etiquette that parents, their father and mother are respected. Just like Yudhishthir Maharaj, Dhritarashtra was the one who tried to kill them in so many ways. He encouraged his son Duryodhana to do that. But Yudhishthira Maharaj was always respectful to his uncle. So he always was feeling, my father died early, and my uncle was the one who protected and raised me. That was how the attitude of Yudhishthira Maharaj was. So much so that even after the war, he kept the Dhritarashtra and Gandhari so comfortable. Every day morning, he used to visit them before his other things, and then respect them, offer his respects, obeisances. And then any decision, he used to consult his uncle, because he had a long experience being in the power. So he used to consult them, even though he himself knows everything, but still take his suggestions, take his guidance. That was how he kept him very comfortable. So Dhritarashtra didn't feel my 100 children have died. Finally, Vidura had to come and to make him understand the importance of spiritual life. Otherwise, Dhritarashtra was settled. No problem. I am the king now. So he was like, even his 100 children have died, he is so comfortable placed. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was like that, such a great personality. So this superiors, worship of the superiors like father and mother. It's austerity, bodily austerity. It's austerity, but one should practice that. Cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence are also austerities of the body. Celibacy again, it's an austerity of the body. So that's how previously, Vedic times, the brahmacharya, the first 25 years of life, strict celibacy was taught. So it is taught, then they enter the grihasthashram, they become responsible. Then austerities of the mind, austerity of speech, consists in speaking truthfully and beneficially and in avoiding speech that offends. One should also recite the Vedas regularly. Yes, avoiding speech that offends. So some people are there, we have some devotees, we have experience very nicely, they don't get angry at all. the way of their speech. They brought up in such a way, they don't, yeah, it's a nice training they had from their homes or in whichever way. So we have some devotees, we have an experience living with us. They don't offend, they don't have an offending. But some of us have that habit. We have off hand, we offend others. Yes, it's an austerity. But should also speak truthfully and beneficially. It's important, not only just flattering a person. We should tell the truth. Truth is like this. It is said truth should be spoken in a very nice way. That is how it is said. One should also recite the Vedas regularly. So we should chant the Mahamantra. We should read the scriptures regularly. That is austerity of the speech. And austerity of mind means basically control of the mind and control of the senses. The senses mind, they're demanding so many sense objects. They want to enjoy like this, eat like this, see such things, so many things, see some dirty pictures, cinema, whatever. So many things are there. But austerity of the mind means withdraw the senses, control the mind. That's what makes the austerity, that's what makes the mind happy actually. Not agitating the mind will become happy. No. Serenity, simplicity, gravity, self-control, purity of thought are the austerities of mind. So we engage ourselves in the study of Vedic scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, the various Puranas, so many are there, authorized scriptures. So we engage ourselves instead of reading with so much fiction, so much nonsense novel, so many things are there, modern creations, imaginations. So let us not waste our time like that. There are authorized books, authorized scriptures. So we read them. That mind makes the mind calm, peaceful, thoughtful. So that is the way of austerity of the mind. Mana prasada saumyatvam maunam atma vinigraha bhava samshuddhir eteta tapo manasam uchyate. So Krishna says these are the austerity of the mind, and something is austerity of the body, something is austerity of the speech. So this austerity one does with no material desires, just as a matter of duty, just because it is said in the scripture, just for the purification of one's existence. That is called austerity in the mode of goodness. This threefold austerity practiced by men whose aim is not to benefit themselves materially, but to please the Supreme, is of the nature of goodness. Those penances and austerities which are performed in order to gain respect, honor, and reverence are said to be in the mode of passion. Sometimes some austerities are done to show off. Again, the same thing. A mode of passion means to show off. So that is in mode of passion. See, I'm such a great personality. And people think they become God, they become great saint. No, not like that. It is done for purification of one's existence. And tamoguna, those penances and austerities which are performed foolishly by means of obstinate self-torture. We heard the story of Brukasara. That's what he did. Or even Hiranyakashipu was doing. So they're all in Rajoguna, Tamoguna, such kind of austerities. So, or to destroy or injure others. The intention is to destroy or injure others, are said to be in the mode of ignorance. Yes, these are all where we go, we undertake Tirtha Yatra, we visit, we all do so many parikramas. So devotees are doing Govardhan parikrama, is 21 kilometers. So people go around it. It takes so many hours, 6 hours, 8 hours it takes. So, but that kind of austerity is required. One has to do Vrindavan parikrama. So we are all planning some Vrindavan visit. So like that, we have in Bhakti so many austerities. Those austerities we have to do. So finally, coming to the subject matter of charity, dana. So Krishna says, because all in this chapter, all the religious activities one may do worship, puja, one may do yagna, sacrifice, one may do tapasya, and kind of foodstuffs one eats. So and then finally, charity. So all these religious aspects of life, Krishna is explaining in this chapter based on Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. So the final aspect is the aspect of charity. दातव्यम दान दातव्यमिति यद्दानं दीयते अनुपकारिणे देशे काले च पात्रे च दत्तानं सात्विकं स्मृतम्. The gift which is given out of duty at proper time and place to a worthy person and without expectation of return is considered to be charity in the mode of goodness. So charity in the mode of goodness means as per the scriptures. So it is for the pleasure of the Lord. It is for people who are engaged in service of the Lord. So that's how previously it was given in a temple. It was given into some brahmanas, some sannyasis who are engaged in spiritual life. That was the charity that was recommended. People used to give godan or so many things, so many varieties. But it was, I got an opportunity to do charity. I got an opportunity to do service. In that motive, it used to be done. Right person, right place, without expectation of return. Actually, we'll get back. It is so made that suppose you give me or I give you 1 rupee, I will get back 1 rupee from you. If not this life, the next life. So it is already, because I gave my hard-earned money to you, so I will get it back. So it is said, that is how it is. You help somebody, you will get it back. So if not this life, next life you get it. Similarly, so it is said, if one gives to a half-educated Brahmana or somebody who is not fully qualified, is half, some kind of austerity is doing. So we'll get it 2 times. If he's a fully educated, if he's not only educated means fully qualified, it is said one will get 10 times. So there is a verse which says that how much times you will get back the return. And if you give to a great devotee, an acharya, a pure devotee, so it is said you will, the return will be, you can go back to God. So that's how it is said, the return for the dana, charity. But so that's how Krishna is telling, you do the charity, but don't expect that I get this. No, I got an opportunity to do some seva. So in that mood, it has to be done. So just when Krishna was born, this is Nanda Maharaj. It is said he gave 900,000 cows in charity. So what must be the number of cows he must be having? He gave a huge number. He was so happy. So that the Lord himself has taken birth as his son, and he was a rich man, Vaishya, those days. So he was lavishly giving in charity. So to his so many people, the Brahmana, so many, everybody who came, he gave a charity. That's what we see here. And he said Vasudeva also wanted to give. But Vasudeva was in the jail. So what he did, it is said, he gave charity in mind. So he was not in position to give, though he was a king. Kamsa had imprisoned him. So he thought, let me give in mind. So it is said, even through the mind, we can wish something we may not be able to accomplish. We may desire, okay, when an opportunity comes, my Lord, I will definitely do that. So we can take a decision like that, or we can even do through the mind. These pure personalities, it is said, they can do through the mind. Anyway, so it is counted. Kali Yuga, it is said, you do a bad activity, only when you do it, you'll get the reaction. But a good activity, even you suppose just give a thought for that, it is said you will be blessed by that. Because the age is very, very bad. Kali Yuga is the age of faithlessness, age of Rajoguna, Tamoguna. It's a bad age, basically. So Krishna understands that the way he has made the kind of time we are in. So there is a blessing, there is a return blessing that good things immediately fructify. Good thoughts are rewarded. So bad things, unless it is done, so many things go on in our mind, so many bad desires, bad thoughts. We are not much punished for that. It's only when we actually do it that reaction comes. So that's how Kali Yuga is said to be a wonderful age in that sense. Because previously the age was so nice, people it was very difficult for them to get a bad thought. Such was the culture, such was the society, such was the upbringing, such was the training. So anybody even gets a bad thought, is punished in the previous ages. But unless he does a good action, he will not get the result. That was previous ages. But now it is different. Krishna has made it reverse. But charity performed with the expectation of some result, with a desire for fruitive results, in a grudging mood, is said to be charity in the mode of passion. So this is somebody is doing some charity, but he is taking a selfie, and then he wants to share it to all his friends. He wants to put in Facebook, put in Instagram, puts in WhatsApp, share in all the groups. So that is in mode of passion. He wants some recognition, some honor. Adesha kale yadhanam apatrebhya cha diyate satkritam avagnatam tat tamasmadhartam. Charity performed in improper place, improper time, given to unworthy persons, without respect, with contempt, is charity in the mode of ignorance. So this person sees put a big board. So he wants money, money, sweeter than honey. But what he wants to do with money is so frank also. He's telling, I want to buy some drugs, so kindly help me. He's so frank, he's truthful, this person. But anyway, it is tamoguna. So we help such a person. So he's misusing, he's spoiling his life, spoiling his career, then his parents, his all his friends, so many ways. So it is said we should see what kind of charity we give, what people are doing with the charity. So that's why sometimes it is said they're giving charity. So we are not knowing what they do with that. It's better, suppose some small child comes. So it comes for some money. So better give the child some food. Definitely we want to help small child. It is hungry or whatever. So you help like that. So like that, we can help. Give them some prashadam. So like this, we can help. If you give money, we don't know. Oh, they're used by somebody or whatever. Or now people give charity. People then do so many festivals in the college festivals. They invite some rock star, some this people, that people, and then they drink, they booze. So what is that kind of charity? They sponsor people, big companies sponsor all those things. So what is the use of those kind of charity? It's useless, such kind of charity. So finally, Krishna says, the purpose of all these activities, the worship, the yagna, the tapasya, the dhana, all that. What is it? The purpose is to please the Supreme Lord. That's why the Vedic version, to chant Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat is a shortened form of Om and Tat and Sat. So Om, finally it refers to the Lord himself. Om Namo Narayan. Om is the most important word of the Vedas, which is referring to the Lord. It's the impersonal sound representation of the Lord. Om is nothing but the impersonal sound representation. So it is indicated, every Vedic mantra is starting with Omkara. That's why. So it is this mantra, it is chanted to make the perfection of any activity. So we are not expecting any result. We are just doing it as a duty. From the beginning of creation, the 3 syllables Om Tat Sat have been used to indicate the supreme absolute truth, Brahman. They were uttered by Brahmanas while chanting Vedic hymns and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme. Thus, the transcendentalists undertake sacrifices, austerities, and penances, beginning always with Om to attain the Supreme. So, Om comes from that Vedic mantra, Om iti etad brahmano nedishtam nama, Rigveda. Om means Vishnu. It is placed at the beginning of Vedic hymns to indicate the supreme goal. One should perform sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word Tat. The purpose of transcendental activities is to get free from material entanglement. Tat Tvamasi, Chandogya Upanishad. Tat describes detached work for the sake of liberation. These activities are done with disregard for material results, just as a matter of duty. Sat, Sateva Saumya, Chandogya Upanishad. Sat means eternal. Activities done for the service of the Lord reveal the true spiritual nature. In such activity, the performer of actions becomes eternal. The activities are aimed at the eternal, and the benefits of the activities are eternal. So Om Tat Sat. So Om is Om iti Brahmanam Nedishto Nama. Tat means Tattvamasi. Sat means Sat Eva Saumya. So this shortened form is Om Tat Sat. Anyway, we are chanting Hare Krishna. That is enough. So already that is included. Omkara is included. Everything is included. But otherwise, any activity, religious activity, we can also say Om Tat Sat. But otherwise, just chanting Hare Krishna mantra for any religious activity, religious procedure, or anything makes the thing perfect, makes it perfectly auspicious. So Krishna is answering, final conclusion, what Arjuna's question was. So what if people are doing it without referring to scriptures? That was Arjuna's question, the first shloka. So Krishna's summarization in the last. Yes, sacrifices, austerities, and charities performed without faith in the Supreme, without reference to the scripture, or non-permanent, O son of Pritha, regardless of whatever rites are performed. Oh, I've spent so much money, I spent so much time, I spent so much energy, but it is not in the authorized way. They are called asat and are useless both in this life and the next. That is the final decision of Bhagavad Gita, decision of the Lord, Supreme Lord. Yes, this is the summary of this chapter. Arjuna's inquiry about unauthorized worship. They're doing worship, no doubt. They're spending time, spending money, spending energy, but they don't refer to the standard scriptures. They have their own concocted means. Ye Shastra Vimutsrujya. Krishna's answer, let us decide everything based on the modes, based on the kind of faith, based on the kind of worship, because their modes, we develop a particular kind of faith. Our own situation, our own living, our own position makes us have faith on some kind of a devata, some kind of a man-created God, some kind of a ghosts. We heard the worship of the ghosts are also there. That is in Tamoguna, worship of the ghosts, black arts, so many things, black magic. And foods in 3 modes, Krishna divided. Sacrifices in 3 modes, the Lord explained. 3 kinds of austerity by the body, mind, and speech, the Lord explained. And then accordingly, in the 3 modes. And Om Tat Sat to be chanted for perfection of all the activities of any austerity, any sacrifice, any worship. That is this chapter, 17th chapter. So I just want to show some presentation, but I don't know, already I've crossed the time. But anyway, I'll show. So people have some time, please stay back. There is a nice presentation on vegetarianism. So you just keep hearing. So it may not be possible to one moment to change our decision. At least consider. So one day, let us consider. So we just consider things slowly. We try to understand. Because we are living in one particular way, it's difficult to accept another way. It happens. So I also have come from that background. I can understand it. Yes. Hare Krishna, devotees. I think it's visible, this presentation.
Yes, Prabhuji, that
Mataji?
icons can be seen, that PDF.
Vegetarianism vision, vegetarian vision. You're not able to see that, Mataji?
No, vegetarian, only it is written vegetarian vision PowerPoint.
Okay, now Mataji, now you can see.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You're able to see now, Mataji. Yes. Yes, 100 reasons to become a vegetarian. Okay, anyway. I'm also seeing first time this presentation. Comparative anatomy. Yes. So there are many doctors here who can explain it was better than me. Is our body designed to consume meat? You're able to see now, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. How long is the presentation? Deepak Prabhu, I don't know. Even I'm seeing first time. Let us try to do. So we'll do some portion. We may not become able to complete the thing. But because the reference is there, today's the South topic was foods in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. So I thought. And a lot of youth have joined us. Shilpa Mataji students, they have joined us today. So
Okay, Prabhuji.
Mataji used to show all these presentations, I think. So I thought I will also. I don't know if they've seen already. Mataji has already shown them or what? So there are devotees from the youth batch who have also joined us today.
Okay.
I don't know if they have already seen this. Anybody from the youth batch? And if they have seen this presentation? No. Krishna Veni Gopal Prabhu is telling no.
Hasn't shared.
Yeah.
I have got one message.
Yeah.
It wasn't shared. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then Anish Sarkar who also is telling, he is also from, I think this Prabhu is also from youth batch. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So is our body designed to consume meat? That's the first question. Let us compare our body with a carnivore as well as an herbivore, because carnivores is a tiger, like tiger, then herbivore like the cow. So there is a chart, what is the point, and then what carnivores do, how the herbivores have, and what humans have. So facial muscles, we have the muscles here, facial muscles. Carnivore, it is reduced to allow wide mouth gap. So the mouth, we open the mouth wide. So carnivores don't have a wide mouth like that. The mouth is, muscles are holding it. But herbivores are well-developed facial muscles. Humans are well-developed. Means it's basically telling it's not so developed. They don't need it like that. That's why they don't have that facial muscles. So many, I think, varieties of muscles here. They're not so developed. Jaw motion, minimal side-to-side motion, carnivore. Herbivore, good side-to-side motion, because they have to chew. Basically, the plant items is chewed. It's consumed by chewing. Animals, the meat is just tearing and then consuming, eating. But this is the side-to-side chewing, jaw motion. So there are a lot of doctors in that field, dental field. They will also have a good idea on this. Incisors, it is said, the carnivores have it short and pointed. Herbivores have it broad, flattened, and spade-shaped. Human, it's broad, flattened, and spade-shaped again. I don't have maybe they have not put the picture of all these things. Maybe we could have got that also. That would have been much added to the presentation. Then canines. Carnivores have it long, sharp, and curved to tear flesh. So it's very important for them. Canines. Canine teeth is very, very important. I think first is incisor, then canine, then premolar, molar. In that order it goes. So incisor is the front, then the canine. 2, 1, 2, 3 by 2, 1, 2, 3. I think human formula is something like that. There are 4 quadrants like that. So here carnivores, it is long, sharp, and curved to tear flesh. Herbivores, they don't need it. So it is dull and short, sometimes long for defense or none. Humans also, it is short and blunted. One way it is said, it is for somebody, Krishna has given a concession, incisor, if they want to eat like that. But otherwise, there is no need. Molar, carnivores sharp, herbivores flattened, humans flattened. Chewing, there is no chewing in carnivores. They just swallow the food whole, they just gobble it. Over. Herbivores, extensive chewing, munching. Humans also, our body is the somatic, we also do that. We chew, take so much enjoyment in eating that, in the taste. But our carnivores is just gobble it up. Saliva, acidic saliva, yes, is an important thing. They need it for carbohydrate digesting enzymes, which are not present. Herbivores, saliva is alkaline, pH less than 7 are acidic, more than 7 is alkaline. Carbohydrate digesting enzymes present in herbivores. Humans, carbohydrate digesting presence present. I think amylase, salivary amylase or something like that, if I'm not wrong. Long time back, all these things. Okay. Comparison, stomach acidity with food in it. Carnivores, less than pH 1. Oh, yes, because to have to digest tough animal muscle, bone, etc., it needs high pH, strong acid, strong hydrochloric acid. Herbivores, yes, it's also definitely acidic, but pH 4 to 5. Humans also almost similar, pH 4 to 5. Length of small intestine. Carnivores, 3 to 6 times body length. Suppose I am 5 feet. So our carnivore animal is, its body's height is something. It is 3 to 6 times. But herbivores, I am suppose 5 feet. My small intestine will be 50 feet, something like that. Greater than 10 times body length. Human being also similar to that, 10 to 11 times body length. So length of small intestine. Then coming to large intestine, colon. Simple, short, and smooth. Herbivores, it's long, complex. Because they don't need there is a reason why it is small, why it is big also. Because animal food gives a lot of so many things, so many carcinogenic foods also. So better to dispose them off. So that's how they need it to shorter colon, shorter intestine. But herbivores, we have a fiber-based diet mostly. So it needs a lot of time to digest. That was the intestine is so long that to procure all those essential items, it has to pass through a long time. It has to pass through before it is all digested, all the things. That's why it is very long. There is a scientific reason also for that. Perspiration, no skin pores, perspires through tongue to cool body. We find all the dogs always there. That's how they do. But herbivores perspire through millions of skin pores. So we are sweating. So the carnivores don't have that. It is said. They don't sweat. Their body is out of fur and all that. We see there. We also humans, we perspire through millions of pores. The sweating. Nails, sharp claws. Definitely without that, suppose I tell you, oh, go and catch an animal and eat it. Go and catch a goat, go and catch a, we cannot do that. Nothing, animal, they will escape somehow. But we have invented with our intelligence some ideas to cheat them. We keep them as if they feel that they are protected. Just like we have pets. Actually, it is said the animals feel as if we are protecting them. One day they will see we have gone with them to kill them. Otherwise, who will stay? So they don't know. Herbivores, flattened nails or blunt hooves. Humans, flattened nails. We are meant to be vegetarian. Okay. Health and nutrition. So coming to health and nutrition, a lot of mispropaganda. So it is said, where is the protein? Okay, I'll start eating vegetarian foods. Where will I get strength? I was a long time back. So in World Cup, India lost the one match. That was my days, maybe 25 years back, 30 years back. World Cup. So one of the person, famous bowler, whatever. So he said, if I had eaten meat, maybe I would have hit the sixer. So now I'll start eating meat. So this is how people are misguided. No, it's not like that. Nutritional value of a vegetarian diet is better. Can vegetarian food ensure a balanced diet for good health? It's the most popular myth, actually. Everything happens by false propaganda. So propaganda is like you can make a person zero a hero. That's how propaganda is, advertisement is. So the same thing spoken wrongly again and again. If I don't eat meat, I would suffer from lack of protein. No, elephant is a very powerful animal. With the strength of an elephant, we cannot match. We see some videos how they're just all so many cars are there, so many things are there. They just destroy. A mad elephant is like nothing can, nobody can stop it. It is like that. Wild elephant, nobody can stop it. Very powerful. It's a vegetarian. He doesn't eat meat. Yet he never eats meat. Researchers at Max Planck Institute, Germany, have shown most vegetables, fruits, seeds, nuts, and grains are excellent sources of complete proteins. In fact, there are qualities of proteins. So, vegetable food items are excellent sources of good proteins. Effects of meat on health. There is a detail not given here, but otherwise there are so many amino acids, essential, non-essential, so many things are there which are needed. Effects of meat on health. Heart attack, heart disease, the number one killer. Responsible for approximately 50% of all deaths in Britain. As early as 1961, the Journal of the American Medical Association had said 90 to 95% of heart disease can be prevented by vegetarian diet. So they have spoken of, not that they don't know, it is known. It is journal in the American Medical Association, which proclaimed clearly, even those days. Excess protein cannot be stored. They must be excreted through the kidneys, which is a very taxing process. So as much we need is better. So we overeat, we overtake things, then it becomes even more difficult to digest, to give it out. Cancer, the number two killer. Cooked meat and fish contains carcinogens which sometimes attack the cell's genetic material DNA, alter it, and develop cancer. Harmful chemicals. Meat contains 14 times more chemicals and pesticides than plant foods. See, because there's now the artificial way, the animal farming and all of things are done. Annual healthcare costs directly resulting from the US meat-centered diet. Yes, even healthcare cost between $23.6 billion and $61.4 billion. This is in 1995. Now it will be much higher. I don't know the study, whatever they have given. So it is better to be a vegetarian. World hunger. This is one more thing. 20 million people die annually as a result of malnutrition. We know this. So in Ethiopia, so many third world countries. So people don't have enough to eat. So actually we are cause. People who have more, we overeat and we are cause indirectly. Meat consumption in rich countries is key cause for hunger around the world. So this was what US Secretary General recently, when was it, I don't know, but this is what the presentation says, that meat consumption in rich countries is a key cause. How it is? Because see here, we have 16 kg grains. How many people can eat? 20 people can eat that. But if it's supposed it has to go through an animal, so it can produce 1 kg of beef, because animal also excretes, it eats, and then it excretes. So maximum portion will go away. So it becomes 1 kg of beef. And on per kg of beef, how many people can eat? 2 people can eat. So 10 times more people could have eaten if suppose directly one was to eat from the plants. So we are actually causing hunger, starvation to people when we eat meat. Vast quantities of food which could feed humans is fed to livestock raised to produce meat. 80% of the corn and 95% of the oats grown in the US is eaten by livestock. The percentage of protein wasted by cycling grain through livestock is calculated by experts as 90% wastage. Producing 1 pound of beef requires 16 pounds of edible grain and soya beans, which could be used to feed the hungry. This is in a book called John Robbins' book for Diet for New America. Okay. 1 acre of land can produce 40,000 pounds of potatoes or 250 pounds of beef. 56% of all US farmland is devoted to beef production. 100 million people could be adequately fed using the land freed if Americans reduce their intake of meat by a mere 10%. So we heard, what was that? 20 million people are dying. What was that? We found something here. 20 million people die annually. But here it is said, if just in the US, one small country, they reduce the meat eating by 10%, 100 million people could be adequately fed. So where is poverty, where is scarcity, where is malnutrition? Over. One shot is all solved. The average American consumes in a 72-year lifetime approximately 11 cattle. This is a very nice, interesting analysis. How much he will eat 11 cattle, 3 lambs and sheep, 23 pigs, 45 turkeys, 1,100 chickens, and 62 pounds of fish. So just see how many lives we are killing. So I have also killed so many of them. Yes, this is at the cost of the people like this. If everyone adopted, according to the Population Reference Bureau, if everyone adopted a vegetarian diet, current food production would theoretically feed 10 billion people, more than the projected population for the year 2050. We say overpopulation, overpopulation. There is no overpopulation. The Supreme Lord is the father of everyone. He has given enough for everyone. Srila Prabhupada also used to say, it's all artificial. Yeah, Prabhupada used to travel around the world preaching. So he said, 10 times the present population the earth can feed. 10 times. What is this overpopulation people are artificially talking of? All in the concocted myths. It's all myths. So our choice, what we can eat. Yes, they have no choice. So we are forcing them. And inside slaughterhouses, visions of hell. This also it's showing how. Actually, it is said, suppose we put a glass door, glass windows. Nobody, so many, 90% of people will stop eating. Particularly children, it is they're very sensitive children now. So if they can see this horror, they immediately they're changed, their mind, they're changing this. Hens are so tightly packed in the battery cages that they cannot move an inch during their engagement. Hens are forced to lay up to 200 to 220 eggs every year, leading to weakened bones, feather loss, etc. This is the reality. Male chicks are of no commercial value for the slaughterhouses, so they're killed. Male chicks are either packed in garbage plastic bags to suffocate to death or to thrown away in trash cans. I think we cannot see this, many things. I think I'll stop this. The recent trend is to grind the male chicks alive and use it as high fertility manure for the farms. Yes. Yes. William Ralph. We have enslaved the rest of animal creation and have treated so badly that if they were to formulate a religion, they would depict the devil in the human form. Okay. I think these famous personalities were vegetarians, and that's what he's saying. Okay, fur farms in China. So there's all the fur which is coming. I think Plato was a vegetarian, famous vegetarian. Socrates was a vegetarian. Pythagoras was a vegetarian. Leonardo da Vinci was a vegetarian. Among the Western scholars, Western philosophers, Western scientists, we see so many of them. Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, such great personalities, even they were. Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Alva Edison, Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson, George Bernard Shaw. He used to say, George Bernard Shaw, meat eaters are the walking graves of dead animals. So, walking graves of dead animals, he used to say like that. Yes, Mahatma Gandhi, Maneka Gandhi, Abdul Kalam. Oh, he's also interesting. I didn't know much. Yes, was also. Yes. Steve Jobs, Henry Ford, George Harrison, John Lennon, the famous Beatles, Bob Dylan. Yes, I don't know. Michael Jackson. Yes, Michael Jackson. Yes, he was in sometimes contact with the devotees. I heard that. Some devotees distributed books to him and he was lamenting, yes, I should have taken more seriously towards the end of his life. He knew something of Krishna consciousness. Michael Jackson. Jackie Chan. Yes, the film stars. Yes. And Carl Lewis, 100-meter one-time champion, the long jump champion for our times those days. Yes, so he's also a vegetarian. Anil Kumble, Raul Dravid, okay, they are also okay. But I think he's the coach of the new team. They have said something. What is it? They have said the halal meat. Something they can eat something like that. Okay. Martin Navratilova. The original Ronald McDonald, Jeff Giuliano, on quitting his job and becoming vegetarian. I brainwashed youngsters into doing wrong. I want to say sorry to children everywhere for selling out to concerns who make millions by murdering animals. Okay, nice presentation. Yes. While our bodies are the living graves of murdered animals, how can we expect any ideal conditions on Earth? Yes, actually, this is the one reason, main reason, why the wars happen. Wholesale mass killing happens because the reaction, nature's reaction. We are doing the same thing, human beings. The same thing nature will give back. The human beings en masse are killed. Huge bomb explosion, terrorist attacks. So en masse, we are also killed. Like the animals killed like that, we are also killed. Leo Tolstoy, oh, I didn't know. Man suppresses in himself unnecessarily the highest spiritual capacity, that of sympathy and pity towards living creatures like himself, and by violating his own feelings becomes cruel. It's a fact that meat eating reduces respect for all kinds of life, including that of humans. Of course, plants also have life. We don't mean that plants don't have life, but it's a reduced consciousness. The Vedic scriptures say, Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. We live on other life forms. That is the law of nature. But we have to see, as human beings, what is our food. So when a tiger is eating another animal, it is eating as per its nature. Similarly, when a cow is eating grass, it is eating as per its nature. So we should also try to understand what is our nature, what is our recommended food. Otherwise, definitely there is life. It's not that there is no life in plants or anything. The karmic consequences. This is finally most important, what the scriptures have to say. All of our actions, including our choice of food, have karmic consequences. By inflicting injury, pain, and death, one must in the future experience the sufferings caused. That's why mamsaha kadati iti mamsa. Now I am eating you. Next life, you have the right to eat me. Mamsaha kadati iti mamsa. The word mamsa has a meaning. By killing animals, not only will we be bereft of the human form, but we will have to take an animal form. So we will become an animal. I will become an animal next life, and then I have to be killed. And somehow or other be killed by the same type of animal we have killed. This is the law of nature, life for life. The Sanskrit word mamsa means meat. It is said, mamsaha kalatiri mamsa. I'm now eating the flesh of an animal who will someday in the future be eating my flesh. Mahabharata says not only that, it says, the purchaser of flesh performs violence by his wealth. I may say, no, I'm not eating meat. Many people have that problem. They have left vegetarianism, but then they're cooking the meat, or they're working in a place where they're selling the meat. So like that. So it is said, everybody gets a percentage. Just like when you have a murder, not only the murderer, but also the person who plans the murder, who finances the murder, who is accomplice, they're all punished. Similarly, Mahabharata says, in meat eating, 6 kinds of people get involved. The purchaser of flesh performs violence by his wealth. He who eats flesh does so by enjoying its taste. The killer does himself by actually tying and killing the animal. All of these are considered to be meat eaters. Somebody is a purchaser, somebody is cooking, somebody is transporting, somebody is serving, somebody is killing, somebody is eating, everybody is involved. So Srila Prabhupada says, in human society, if one kills a man, he has to be hanged or punished. That is the law of the state. Because of ignorance, people do not perceive that there is a complete state controlled by the Supreme Lord. Every living creature is a son of the Supreme Lord, and it does not tolerate even an ant being killed. One has to pay for it. Meat eating and intoxication excite the senses more and more, and the conditioned soul falls victim to woman. In order to keep woman, money is required, and to acquire money, one begs, borrows, or steals. Indeed, he commits abominable acts that cause him to suffer both in this life and in the next. Even the heads of religions indulge in killing animals while trying to pass as saintly persons. This mockery and hypocrisy in human society bring about unlimited calamities. Therefore, occasionally there are great wars. Masses of such people go out into battlefields and kill themselves. Those who are animal killers, their brain is dull as stone. Therefore, meat eating should be stopped. In order to revive the finer tissues of the brain, to understand subtle things, one must give up meat eating. Lord Krishna describes in the Gita, foods, yes, we already read this. Foods such as milk products, grains, fruits, yes, we read this. Yes. Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. I don't know how big is the presentation. Maybe time to stop. Any questions, we should take it up, I think now. We can stop. So how many more slides? 129 slides. Okay, we are almost at the end. We are just there.
We can complete it,
Complete
Prabhuji.
it.
Very nice
Yeah.
presentation.
Yeah. Yeah. You have seen it, Mataji, before?
No,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Yeah. I have seen a very long time back. Not this exactly presentation, but this is nice. This is a recent
But
one.
it is very nice and detailed.
Yeah. Yeah. Fruits and trees also have souls. Definitely they have souls. Isn't eating them killing? Yes, but Shastras say, Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. One living food is food for another in the struggle for existence. If we eat our designated food in a way prescribed by the Lord, we are freed from all sins. And anyway, we are eating food offering to Krishna. That's the most important thing. If any sin has to come, it goes to Krishna. And Krishna is above all the sin. So he is telling, eat fruits, eat vegetables. So we'll offer that to Krishna and then we eat prasadam. Yes, if Krishna had told offer meat, then we could have done that. But Krishna doesn't say in the Gita. He says offer me patram pushpam phalam tvayam. So let us follow his word. We are safe. Krishna instructs Arjuna, the devotees of the Lord get released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare for food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. Srila Prabhupada explains, what is this? Human beings are provided with food, grains, vegetables, fruits, and milk by the grace of the Lord. But it is the duty of the human being to acknowledge the mercy of the Lord. As a matter of gratitude, they should feel obliged to the Lord for the supply of foodstuff, and they must first offer him food as sacrifice and then eat, and then partake the remnants. Yes, we should feel gratitude for the Lord. My Lord, you have created all these things. I never created all these things. So you are so kind, you're so merciful. So you may first accept this, then I'll accept. If one offers me with love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, water, I will accept it. Offer food to Krishna, make it Krishna Prasadam. There is nourishment for the body, that is nourishment for the soul, both. Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna.